Hello and welcome to the Republic Positive Influencer Show with me, Tanvi Sood. I join you for the next 30 minutes bringing you fantastic content put together by our Republic Positive influencers. Some old and some fresh right off the block. If you think you can be a Republic Positive influencer, go to www.republicpositiveinfluencer.in and drop that sample video. It's your content on our platform. Now let's get right to that content. Now this past week, we all celebrated World Environment Day. There's so much been written and said about what an individual can do to create big impact. Now stay with me. The next Republic Positive influencer traveled to Bilaspur in Rajasthan and serves up this really interesting conversation with this chaiwala. He's serving up big impact just with a small little tea stall. Watch this and get inspired.
है ये सब कुछ और इसे बनाया है पाली जिले के बिसलपुर के कांजी चाय वाले ने। जी हाँ, मेरा नाम है विशाल और आप देख रहे हैं रिपब्लिक वर्ल्ड।
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम कानाराम मेवाड़ा है और मेरी एक चाय की दुकान है। लोग मुझे कांजी चाय वाले के नाम से जानते हैं।
जी हाँ, कांजी चाय वाले ने 4.5 साल पहले इस मुहिम को शुरू किया, जिसमें उन्होंने लो प्लास्टिक जमा करना शुरू किया अपने आसपास के लोगों से।
मैंने इस प्लास्टिक के प्रति एक जागरूकता की मुहिम शुरू की, जिसमें घर घर से निकलने वाला आपका रेफर, चिप्स, शैम्पू का पाउच, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक, मल्टी लेयर, जो भी रेफर होता है वो आप जमा करें। उसके बदले में एक गिफ्ट आइटम रखा था हमने शुरुआत में। चीनी है, पौधा है या पैसे है। उस मुहिम को एक शुरुआत की थी।
कराते हैं और वो यहाँ पर उन्हें इकट्ठा करते हैं। आप देख सकते हैं कि हर तरीके का प्लास्टिक यहाँ पर जमा किया गया हुआ है।
फिर धीरे धीरे मैं आसपास के गांवों में, स्कूलों में बच्चों के साथ उठना बैठना और उनको एक जागरूकता का संदेश दिया प्लास्टिक के प्रति। हाल ही में हमने 5 महीने पहले रिसाइकिल प्लांट लगाया है, जो कि जिससे हमने ये बेंच और डस्टबिन बनाए, जो मेरा फेवरेट है डस्टबिन।
आप देख सकते हैं कितनी कलरफुल बेंचेस हैं यहाँ पर। टेबल है चाय का रखने के लिए और इसके अलावा सब कुछ यहाँ पर प्लास्टिक से बना हुआ है। कांजी ने ये प्लांट यहाँ इकट्ठा किया है, उसमें 10 टन से भी ज़्यादा प्लास्टिक आपको देखने को मिलेगा। और मकसद सिर्फ एक है कि अपने आसपास एनवायरनमेंट को क्लीन रखना है।
कि मेरे आसपास के जितने भी स्कूल है वहाँ रखे जाए डोनर के सहयोग से, और उसको बदले में वही वेस्ट है मैं उनको कुछ बेस्ट कन्वर्ट करके दूँ और अपने आसपास का गांव, तालाब, जवाई स्वच्छ और सुंदर बना रहे और एक प्लास्टिक को रीयूज और रिसाइकिल करने में आप सब सहयोग करें। नहीं जी, मजाक तो बहुत उड़ाया, मेरा फैमिली सहयोग भी नहीं रहा। फैमिली वालों ने भी, परिवार वालों ने भी मना कर दिया कि ये वेस्ट है, यानी कि कचरा है। एक लोगों को दिमाग ही वही है कि ये कचरा है, कि कचरे में हाथ मत डालो, इसको सेग्रीगेट मत करो, या इसको उठाओ मत, या कहीं बिनने मत जाओ, या कलेक्ट मत करो, मना कर दिया था। गाँव के लोग भी बहुत कहते थे कि ये क्या काम शुरू कर दिया है, कचरा ले रहा है, गंदगी भर रहा है दुकान के अंदर, बच्चे भी ला के दे रहे हैं। सब तरह की एक परेशानियां और एक बातें आने लगी थी। बहुत कुछ इस बातों से हम गुजरा भी हो। लेकिन जब सबका सहयोग मिला और एक तो मुझे ग्रीन वॉरियर के नाम से अवार्ड भी मिले, तो उसके बाद में लोगों की थीम चलने लगी और गांव के बाहर से आने वाले मेहमानों ने बोला कि बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे, आप इनका सहयोग करते रहे हमेशा। तो लोगों की एक पॉजिटिव सोच आनी शुरू हुई धीरे धीरे।
तो लास्टली कांजी बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत कर रहे हैं अपने आप से अकेले ही। अब देखिए वे ऐसे पेपर बैग्स बना के लोगों को कहते हैं कि आप रीयूज करिए, ऐसे बोरे से बने हुए बैग्स देके कहते हैं कि रिड्यूस की तरफ आप सोचिए, और ऐसी प्लास्टिक से बनी हुई बेंचेस से वो रिसाइकल कर रहे हैं। आप सोचिए उन्होंने अभी तक इन 4.5 सालों में करीबन 1000 किलो जितना प्लास्टिक रिसाइकल कर दिया है। जी हाँ, आप सोचिए अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है। एक बिसलपुर जैसे छोटे से गांव में एक चाय की दुकान चलाने वाला ये आदमी इतना कुछ कर गया। तो सोचिए अगर हम और आप छोटे सा हाथ बढ़ा देंगे तो व्यक्ति कहां तक जाएगा। बहुत खूबसूरत बात कही थी किसी ने कि जब मैं चला था घर से तो अकेला था, लेकिन जब लोग मुझसे जुड़ते गए तो कारवां बनता गया। तो बस इस एनवायरनमेंट डे पर हम सिर्फ इंस्टाग्राम और यूट्यूब पर वीडियो शेयर ना करें, लाइक ना करें, हमारी जिम्मेदारी उससे भी थोड़ी आगे की है। ऐसे कांजी जैसे लोगों को ढूंढिए, उनकी मदद करिए। ये लोग आपसे पैसा नहीं मांगते, मांगते हैं समर्थन, और समर्थन देने में आपको और हमारा क्या ही जाएगा। ऐसे ही देखते रहिए हमें, अपने राम को ऐसे प्यार देते रहिए और कांजी जैसे लोगों को सपोर्ट करते रहिए। शुक्रिया।
We're always and all chasing something. We're chasing that next job, bagging that next promotion, wanting to take our kids on that next holiday, whatever your bucket list may be. We're all chasing something. What's it for? Happiness. So the next Republic Positive Influencer touches on a very simple but pivotal concept for Viksit Bharat 2047. India has to become on top of the charts in its happiness index. Watch the next video.
Last month, while Bharat was celebrating the mega news of becoming the fourth largest economy, a not so good news got hidden in the background. Mental health insurance claims of employees have gone up by more than 30% in the last few years, as per a prominent insurance aggregator. These seemingly unrelated news pieces are really not that unrelated, because subsumed in Mission Viksit Bharat 2047 is Mission Viksit Bharatiya 2047. Smarter cities must house happier citizens. Bullet trains should come with blissful brains. While India chases the ambitious target of a $5 trillion economy, WHO estimates that India might lose more than $1 trillion in the period of 2012 to 2030 from unhappiness alone. How? Because when we are unhappy, it doesn't just affect our mood, it also affects our productivity and our health adversely. This problem is staring not just at India but the entire world, which is waking up to the realization that prosperity is a consequence of happy mindsets, not always the cause of it. Which is why for Bharat to reclaim its status of being a Vishwa Guru, it needs to set an example for the world by reinvigorating focus on citizen happiness now. As WHO tells us, for every rupee invested on Bharat Vasi's happiness, the economic return promises to be 300%. 300%. That's more than any mutual fund in the market can offer. But how do we strategize for something so complicated as happiness? Who can guide us on where to begin? The same person who gives us timeless strategies for something as complicated as war, Chanakya. Sukhasya moolam dharmah, dharmasya moolam artha, arthasya moolam rajyam, rajyasya moolam indriya jay. Often mistaken as a manual for war, Chanakya Niti is in reality a blueprint for peace. As Chanakya rightly indicates, the root of national prosperity lies in the ability of citizens to master their mind. Or as was beautifully summarized by Gulzar ji in the movie Guddi, हमको मन की शक्ति देना मन विजय करे. This wisdom that Bharat has known for thousands of years, Western science is also beginning to uncover now. Research from Harvard has found that if there's one foundational reason for unhappiness, it's the lack of control one has over their mind. In Kabir's words, मन के हारे हार है, मन के जीते जीत. If citizens can master their mind, the country can master its prosperity. Unfortunately, governmental focus to build a Manojai Bharat needs revisiting. While the current government has made attempts with the Mental Health Policy 2014 and Mental Health Care Act 2017, this ticking time bomb of unhappiness still remains largely undiffused. For this, Bharat Vasis need to step up now. We need to step up now. And what's the simplest place we can start from? by listening to what our grandmothers said. If you remember, as children, Dadi Nanis used to emphasize the principle of nobody will talk while eating. Why did she say that? Because forcing the mind to stay involved with one thing at a time, no matter where else it wants to run away to, is the pathway to training the mind to stay in our control. She may not have known the vocabulary of modern science, but she surely understood life and happiness. So no talking during eating time, no eating during work time, no working during family time, and no Instagram scrolling during talking time. Doing one thing at a time with full involvement is the first step to becoming a Vikasit Bharatiya. Yes, India is on a growth journey, but if Bharat has to truly rise, her people must rise within. The real testament to a developed nation is not just bridges and banks, but also balanced minds. Let's make inner peace our public mission. Let's strive not merely for the Vikasit Bharat, but the Vikasit Bharatiya. The Bharatiya who can become the role model for a world citizen. If reflections like these resonate with you, you can find more such happiness insights at my channel, happiness_nuggets. Together, let's reawaken the joy of being Bharatiya. Jai Hind.
Now the next video as well is about men's mental health, because like I said before, June is Men Mental Health Month. The next positive influencer, Asta Kotari, is taking us deep down as to why the challenges that men face in terms of mental health are truly unique. Watch this.
Did you know that men have a significantly higher chance of dying by suicide than women do? Men's mental health is a subject that gets ignored very often, but today's video is dedicated to understanding why men's mental health challenges are so unique. Let's begin by understanding the root cause of this entire problem: toxic masculinity. So, toxic masculinity is typically defined as a set of beliefs and behaviors that are associated with manliness. In reality, these beliefs and behaviors have negative impacts on society, women, and the mental health of the man himself. Here are 3 of the most common toxic masculinity beliefs. 1. When men are told to suppress or mask their emotions because only women talk about their feelings. 2. When they are taught that asking for help is a sign of weakness, and so they often suffer in silence or struggle alone. And 3. When they are raised to believe that showing power, authority, and dominance involves displays of aggression and violence towards women. If a young boy grows up with these kind of toxic beliefs and thinking patterns, then when he is faced with emotionally difficult situations as an adult, his chances of resorting to drug abuse, alcohol consumption, and even violence towards women are very, very high. Let's break this cycle together and end gender stereotypes. Here's how we can do this. If you are the parent of a young boy, please encourage and teach them to talk about how they feel, to cry if they have to, and to even ask for help when they are feeling down and out. Number 2, if you are a man and you are watching this video, know that it is absolutely okay and normal for you to have your own traumas, insecurities, and mental health breakdowns. If you feel like you don't have the adequate support that you need, I would urge you to seek professional intervention and counseling. And number 3, for anybody else watching this video, saying things like man up, don't cry, and don't be weak is not real advice. Offer genuine support to those around you so that the men in your life don't suffer in silence, whether that is your friends, your brothers, or even your father. Let's share this video and spread awareness so that we can break the cycle of toxic masculinity.
Now, why do men suffer silently alone? Why don't they emote as easily as women? It's a very, very important stigma to break. And up next is positive influencer Smita Parekh, who's going to break it down for us. Watch her video on why men silently suffer alone.
नमस्कार, मैं स्मिता पारेख आपके सामने लेकर आई हूं अपना नया पॉडकास्ट। और इस पॉडकास्ट में एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट लेकर आई हूं जिसके बारे में हम आमतौर पर अखबार की सुर्खियों में, मीडिया में और अपने दोस्तों या रिश्तेदारों से सुनते तो हैं, और कई बार हम इसका सामना खुद भी करते हैं। यकीन मानिएगा, हम कई बार खुद भी विटनेस करते हैं। थोड़ी देर चर्चा होती है, लेकिन उसे इतना सीरियसली नहीं लिया जाता। और देखिए ना, आज इस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करने के लिए मैं एक महिला ही तो सामने आई हूँ, किसी पुरुष ने इस सब्जेक्ट का आगाह नहीं किया। आप सोच रहे होंगे ऐसा क्या सब्जेक्ट है कि पुरुषों की इसके बारे में बात करनी चाहिए, लेकिन पुरुष बात कहाँ करते हैं? या तो हमारा सामाजिक ढर्रा ही ऐसा है कि पुरुष अपने इश्यूज के बारे में खुलकर बात नहीं करते, अपने मेंटल और इमोशनल और पर्सनल इश्यूज के बारे में तो बिल्कुल भी बात नहीं करते। आखिर क्या वजह है इसकी? क्या आपको पता है कि पुरुषों की मेंटल हेल्थ को लेकर भारत में एक साइलेंट क्राइसिस चल रहा है? जी हाँ, आमतौर पर वैवाहिक जीवन के कलेश से या परिवार की जिम्मेदारियों की वजह से पुरुष इतना ज्यादा भाव विभोर हो जाते हैं और फिर उन जिम्मेदारियों की वजह से बहुत सारी मानसिक परिस्थितियों से उन्हें गुजरना पड़ता है। और ऐसे हालात में वो किसी प्रोफेशनल काउंसलर की भी मदद नहीं लेते। और यही वजह होती है कि बहुत सारे पुरुष डिप्रेशन, मानसिक तनाव, एंजाइटी इत्यादि का सामना करते हैं। आज के हालात में 76% मेन मेंटल स्ट्रेस की वजह से सुसाइडल फील करते हैं। क्या वजह है इसकी? मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, पुरुष रोते नहीं है, आदमी कमजोर नहीं होते। ये सारे जुमले फिल्मों ने जरूर हमें सिखाए, लेकिन इसकी वजह से क्या हमारा पुरुष कुछ ज्यादा ही भार ढो रहा है, या फिर वैवाहिक जिंदगी से दूर जाना चाहता है, वैवाहिक जीवन को एक कलेश या बर्डन समझने लगा है, या फिर बढ़ते हुए डिवोर्स केसेस? जी हाँ, शादी करो, 1 साल के बाद या कुछ महीनों के बाद डिवोर्स लो और एक तगड़ा एलिमनी लो और मेंटेनेंस लेकर अपनी बाकी की जिंदगी आराम से गुजारो। ये कुछ महिलाएं कर रही हैं, जो कि बिल्कुल ही गलत है। और यही वजह है शायद कि एक युवा पुरुष आमतौर पर विवाह के बंधन से दूर जाना चाहता है। अतुल सुभाष का केस हम सब से छुपा हुआ नहीं है, और ऐसे कितने ही सारे विक्टिम्स हैं और उनके परिवार, उनके दोस्त हैं जिन्होंने देखा, जिन्होंने विटनेस किया है कि किस हालात में पुरुष आज जी रहा है। क्या आपको लगता है कि हमारी कानून व्यवस्था भी कुछ हद तक जिम्मेदार है, या वो अर्बन महिलाएं जिन्होंने इस कानून को ट्वीक कर लिया, वो जानती है कि कानून चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए महिलाओं के हक में ही बात करेगा? तो आइए ना, एक ऐसा सेफ एनवायरनमेंट तैयार करते हैं, एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करते हैं कि पुरुष भी बात करेंगे, पुरुष भी ट्रस्ट करेंगे अपनी बहुत ही इंटरनल इमोशंस और भावनाओं को व्यक्त करने के लिए। क्योंकि भावनाओं को व्यक्त करना और भावुक होना कमजोरी की निशानी नहीं है, बल्कि इंसानियत की निशानी है। एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी वेरी स्ट्रांगली बिलीव men have emotions too.
Do you sometimes feel that you're just not in control, that of your mind, of your body, of your actions? Well, hold on, because our Republic Positive influencer Robha Abhyankar has gone through a timeless and boundless advice in the Mahabharata. In the next video, she tells you how to take control of your emotions, of your insides, of your physical being. Watch this video so you have your hack right from the Mahabharata.
If you pick up a copy of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, on the cover you'll often notice a picture of Shri Krishna, and beside him is Arjun listening in rapt attention. And then there's a chariot in the background. Apart from the impending war, does the chariot hold any significance? Let's find out. Namaskar. My name is Roma Abhyankar. If we recount the Battle of Yore, a chariot most often took center stage. A charioteer had to be adept in maneuvering it. After all, the chariot and the charioteer both were invincible catalysts in a war. To decode the chariot's role, let's first listen in to 2 shlokas from the Katha Upanishad. Atmanam rathitam viddhi shariram rathamev tu buddhim tu sarthyam viddhi manah pragrahamev cha. Indriyani hayanahur vishayansteshu gocharan atmendriya manoyuktam bhoktetyahur manishinah. Yamraj, using the metaphor of a chariot, explains the role of one's Atma to a young Nachiket. Now I want you to think of a chariot and we'll decode what the metaphor means. The passenger or the rider of the chariot is the Atma. The Atma is the eternal self. Our Atma rests in our body, and hence the chariot represents our physical body. Every chariot is managed by a charioteer. This charioteer is none other than our intellect. This intellect allows us to use logic and reasoning to arrive at decisions. If you see a charioteer's hands, he's holding the reins. The reins represent our mind. Our awareness, our consciousness, the ability to think is all possible because of the mind. On a chariot, the reins are in place to help maneuver the horses. These horses represent our sensory organs. It is through these sensory organs that we are able to experience the world around us. When your senses find something appealing, they are drawn to having that experience not once but many times. For a chariot to stay on course, one cannot let the horses run amok. Thus, a charioteer must firmly hold the reins in his hands, which means your intellect must rein in your senses and help you exercise control on your actions. To guide the charioteer on his course is the passenger, the real fighter in the battle. And that is none other than your own self, the Atma. If you're unaware, if you're caught sleeping on the job, there's no way you can guide your charioteer. Chances are that you lose the battle, all because you didn't exercise control. But what if you say, look, I don't want to ride the chariot, I'll just sit in it. That way, I don't have to exercise control. Well, it can't really work that way. It's like saying I have a car, I know how to drive, but since there are so many accidents on the road, I might as well not drive my car. That way, I will have full control. But think about it. When you just begin to drive, yes, the traffic, the driving can all be very intimidating. But you spend time practicing. You drive on empty roads, in traffic, on highways, in ghats, and eventually you're confident to take the car even for a road trip. What makes the difference? Experience, practice, hard work. The same way, by escaping action, we are not going to get any better at it. But by being aware of our surroundings, by giving ourselves the chance and the space to learn from our experiences, we get better at fulfilling our duties. Before we take our chariot to an actual war, we must address the war within. Remember, you hold the reins, and that is your key to winning the internal Dharma Yuddha. Dhanyavad.
A weekend is always to hit that reset. Those clogged emotions that you haven't been able to work through, before you hit that Monday, hit that reset. Republic Positive influencer Shalini Modi serves up an important video. She tells you how to work through those emotions so you can cleanse that emotional pipe within. Watch this video and get unclogged.
Namaste. On the 18th of June is Kalashtami. Kalashtami is the day dedicated to Kal Bhairav, the fierce form of Shivji. So the legend goes that Shivji had appeared as a fireling to solve a fight between Brahmaji and Vishnuji. There was an ego tussle between the two as to who was superior. A voice from this passive ling said, "Please find my end and my beginning." Brahmaji flew upwards as a swan to find the beginning, and Vishnuji, as a boar, went downwards to find his end. Both of them, unable to do so, came back. Vishnu Bhagwan admitted his failure, whereas Brahmaji lied that he had seen the beginning of Shivji. Shivji was angered, and from his nail was born Kal Bhairav, who instantly annihilated the head that had lied. Such is the power of Kal Bhairav. every Ashtami of Krishna Paksh falls Kalashtami, when you can pray to Bhairavji for protection and removal of negativity from your lives. It's a good idea to pray to him for the protection of our country as well. So on this day, you can pray to him by a simple chant called the Bhairav Ashtakam. It's easy to chant. Delhi as a city, every city or every gram, village, has a protecting deity, and for Delhi, it is Bhairavji, who protects the city. There are 3 Prachin or very ancient temples in Delhi, in Purana Kila or Old Fort. These 3 are Prachin Bhairav, Kilkari Bhairav and Dudhya Bhairav. Interestingly, in Kilkari Bhairav, you can offer whiskey and other drinks, alcohol to Bhairavji. In Dudhya Bhairav, which is his baby form, you offer jalebi and doodh. So you can go to these temples and pray to Bhairavji. Namaste.
Now that's all I could pack in for you in the Republic Positive Influencer show on episode 8. If you think you can be a Republic Positive Influencer, go to www.republicpositiveinfluencer.in and drop that sample video. Or if WhatsApp is just easier, the number's on your screen, drop it to us. Our teams are screening, they'll call back. Thank you so much for joining us on the Republic Positive Influencer show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and as much, of course, as our fantastic content creators did. Thanks for watching.